Hi everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I'm back with another review. And today we're taking a look at from the Transformers Cyberverse line. And this is Scout Class Ratchet. Ratchet is the wave mate of the previously looked at Scout Class Shadow Striker. I do hope you've watched that review, and I'd like to continue to thank all of you for watching and subscribing to my videos. I've seen an uptick in subscribers lately, and it's actually a little bit better than what my estimates were, but I usually have a low estimate, and I am very appreciative. I was able to get this figure off of Amazon.com, where it and Shadow Striker can be found. Now, I do believe it's also showing up at other retail outlets as we speak. And as always, do remember that if you can't find a figure right away online, especially from places like Amazon, what happens is if they have multiple warehouses, one warehouse will get the figure in, sell out, but then like a day or two later another warehouse, so it might take a while for it to get saturated. And also, remember, Amazon prices on an algorithm, so I did see that Ratchet was a bit more money than, say, Shadow Striker. That's just how it happens. I mean, prices do develop, but it takes time, so if you have patience, that's a good thing. Now, this is the first version of Cyberverse Ratchet we're getting. I don't remember if we'll be getting like any other versions, but it actually does have some nice articulation going on. There's ball joints in the shoulders. The arms are a fixed pose with a slightly bent elbow. That's more of a relaxed state. And there are ball joints in the hips with no knee articulation. So it's not overly articulated, but for a figure this size, I don't mind. I do like the red, white, and blue coloring. It's sort of like the Prime RID Ratchet, zhushed up a little. I'd say it's like the next step from the RID Ratchet. For transformation, we'll get into that right now. First thing what you want to do is come to the bottom here and peg the legs together. Next, you'll just bend the figure at the hip so it's at a sitting position. Next, you'll turn the figure around and go ahead and fold down this back section, which will be and it will snap into place. There's a little toothed ridge there that will go into a slot. And there we go. And just go ahead and also, I would say, raise the arms up a little so you have clearance to turn the torso around. And yeah, that's about it. Now, the next step, of course, is going to be would activate the action feature. So what you want to do is make sure you have this black section here lined up with basically that there's a little groove that you really can't, a little notch that you can't see that's lined up, but you want to have it a little off center from that black triggering mechanism. But if you just pull down, boom, there you go. You have this hook piece launch out. You might have to maneuver it down a little more. Also, if your hand gets in the way, it might stop a little short. But there you go. So here you have this great looking Ratchet figure with a little tow hook. That seems a little odd for Ratchet, just because, he is a doctor. But I guess tow hooks can be seen as functional. You can, of course, reset the little gimmick there. Flip the hook up, flip that black bar in, push it down into the foot, and then press down again. Oops, see, that time it didn't come up too high, but press down again, and there you go. And that's where it is. Now, usually, if you notice, I'm not pulling up on the torso. That's because there is enough give that the switch will pull up when you switch it back into place. But you also just know I just pushed down a little, and I did almost knock that front end out. But it's actually isn't that bad. I mean, these are what we expect them to be. They're the half Transformers, little fighting cars. So, yeah, to go back, you just reset the gimmick there. push it down into place, pull up on the torso, rotate the arms up so you can swing the torso around. Now the front of the vehicle, you'll notice there's a white slot that will fit between the two black teeth on the back of Ratchet's torso, and that will just friction and secure into place, holding the torso solid. Bring the legs down and then separate them, and here you have Ratchet back in its robot mode. I think it's a fine figure. Again, I always say this. I know that there's a lot of collectors who are going to turn their nose up at these Scout class figures from the Cyberverse line, if not the entire Cyberverse line as a whole. Personally, I think they're worthwhile. I find that there's a lot of interest to it. I know I've been told by a few people that there's just a lack of interest, and I disagree, and I hope you do too. So definitely, if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and more importantly, share it around. You know, the way the YouTube algorithms work, even though this is a new figure, and I have one of the first reviews, if not the first review of it going up, it doesn't get out there to people who might be interested. So if you're a fan on a Transformer site, submit it to your various news administrators. I'm sure there's an email or something. Post it in forums, and you know, make a little noise, be a little aggressive. You know, let people know that there are smaller YouTubers out there who are focusing in on more of the niche products that are official, that are made by Hasbro, that aren't, you know, unlicensed product or knockoffs of licensed product. And we're here for you. So this is your old pal Chuck for Ratchet. We will see you next time.